Good morning, guys. So here, week 2, just at my house here because I had to show you something. Check out our hydroponics. They're killing it. Cue the intro. Last week I mentioned that we were completely done framing, and that's actually not the case. If you remember at the end of the last video, I talked about how we weren't sure how we were going to tie in the bulkhead to our beam and make it all kind of look cohesive. And the beam I'm talking about is this guy right up here, and the bulkhead will run across the back of the wall over there. But now that we know how we're going to kind of tie it all in together, we're actually going to use the built-in bookcases to make it all blend seamlessly. So with that, we're actually going to start by framing out the rest of the bulkhead and the walls coming down, and then I'll explain a little bit more about how it's going to incorporate the Billy bookcases into that. So for framing out this bulkhead, I needed a bunch of repeated cuts at 7 3/8 inches. So let me show you how I do it really quickly without having to measure and mark every single time. So what you're going to want to do is measure out your first cut. So the very first one you're going to do, you're going to measure 7 3/8 inches. Line it up with your saw blade, exactly where it needs to cut. And before you make a cut, take your pencil and come on this side of the saw. So on the deck of your miter saw, just draw a line right on the steel. So you actually wind up with a nice pencil mark that you can use as a guide every single time you need to cut that exact same length. Alright, so that's the back half of our bulkhead finished up. So we'll go ahead and make the front half, connect them, and that'll be it for the bulkhead, and then we can move on to the walls of our built-in bookcases. Alright, so I haven't done a whole lot of filming today. I filled up my memory card earlier and didn't bring a second one. Rookie mistake, I know. Anyways, went and picked one up so I could actually film a little bit more today. But what you will notice from earlier to now is we've gone ahead and drywalled the bulkhead. It's all not finished up, it's just got the first coat of mud on and the corner beads all put in. But what we're going to do now is bump our walls, or our framing of the side of our built-in Billy bookcase. I'd say that 3 times over. Built-in Billy bookcase, built-in Billy bookcase, built-in Billy bookcase. It's a lot of B's. Anyways, sidetrack. So, what we're going to do now with our side walls, or our framing walls that are going to frame in our built-in Billy bookcases, they're going to butt into the finished bulkhead. And then we're also going to recess them back from the front as well as the side. And what that's going to allow us to do is trim out our walls in MDF, or medium density fiberboard. And that'll act as both the structure for the side of the built-in bookcases, but it'll also act as the trim work. So we'll just take this random 2x4 for now, and we'll just assume it's the top of one of our walls. So what we're going to do is we'll bump it into the top of our finished bulkhead. That'll be something like that. And you'll notice that there's a gap right about here. What that's going to allow us to do is bump our MDF directly into the bottom of the finished bulkhead. From there, to hide that seam of the MDF hitting the drywall, we can take something like a quarter round and wrap the entire top of the bookshelf, and that'll give it that custom built-in look that we're after. Today is going to be one of those uneventful days during renovations where you don't really seem like or feel like you're getting a lot done. We're just going to be doing a little more drywalling, a little bit more mudding. Kind of boring to watch, so cue cinematic footage now. Good morning going so far. No complaints, but stomach's calling. Lunchtime. Framing is in for the Billy bookcases. So the final step in securing our framing is to secure it to the basement slab or the flooring, the concrete below. And we use something similar. You can use a Ramset, Hiltis, they all do it. But what we're going to be using is a Ramset. And what it does is it fires a special nail. Let me show you. It fires a special nail in through the stud, well, bottom plate of your wall, directly into the concrete below. And we do this with a powder actuated clip. Make sure you have glasses and hearing protection in when you do this. It's loud, especially inside a closed basement, and protect yourself. So we'll fire them in. One final tip before you fire them in, make sure your walls are plumb one last time, because these are a bit of the pain in the you-know-what to get out. Those are fun! Okay, let's do the rest of them. And just like that, we're done. Walls are secured. All of you drywallers out there, you do not get enough credit for doing this day in and day out. It is exhausting. Okay, we're almost done. All the corner beads. Keep going. corner beads are done for now. So that's pretty much it for drywalling until that wall gets done, that one over there. But that'll be after the electrical rough-in. Again, drywallers, kudos to you guys. That's another day of mudding and taping done. If you remember last week, we settled on a flooring. That one there. And we're about to go pick that up now. So, let's go for a drive. Alrighty, so that brings us to wait a second. Now we can go ahead and end this week's video. Thanks guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Smack that subscribe button and we'll see you guys next week. Wait, I should probably shut this thing off.